humbling opportunity for me. It's really an honor to, to just stand in front of you and be able to share to you the Word of God this evening. And I'm always thankful to our pastors, to our church leaders for giving people like me an opportunity to share the Word. And it's just a blessing in my life to be able to just exercise also yung mga natutunan ko rin when I was still studying the Word, when I was young, way back. Okay? And I'm so young way back because technically pa ata, Seniors Connect na ako eh. Tama ba? Kasi 15 na daw ako eh. So I'm 50 years old last week, September 21. And I'm really thankful to the Lord. And actually, the reason why I also accepted this task is because I really want to give a gift to the Lord also. And I took the opportunity and said yes. So I really want to glorify Him in sharing to you tonight the Word, which comes from Proverbs chapter 5. Alam ko po kasi, natatandaan ko nung way back then, nung na-invite ako sa midweek, I already talked about Proverbs 4. And I told Pastora Grace, Pastora, na-preach ko na tayo, Proverbs 4. Sige, talon ka na sa Proverbs 5. Okay, but before we go to Proverbs chapter 5, it is a very interesting note that nung pinanood ko yung previous shows tuloy. Previous shows. Yung mga previous midweek services. Sina Ate Doreen, sila naglay ng foundations ng Proverbs. Kung titignan niyo po in context, before we go to Proverbs chapter 5, you look into Proverbs chapter 1 to 4. Ano yung pinaka parang tema ng mula 1 hanggang 4? Kung titignan po ninyo kasi, nililay ni King Solomon yung foundation about having wisdom. Okay? If you look at chapter 1, pag nabasa niyo na po ba yung buong Proverbs? Napakaganda pong book yan. Kaya po, kung kayo ay nag-aaral ng salita ng Diyos, 1 book a day ng Proverbs, it's 1 month. Kasi hanggang chapter 31 yan. Okay? So, chapter 1 hanggang 4, it discusses about, King Solomon telling his child, my son, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. This is what you want. This is what I want you to do. Gain wisdom, gain wisdom, gain wisdom. Bakit wisdom? Tandaan natin actually, Solomon prayed for wisdom. When he was already king of Israel, he did not pray for wealth. He did not pray for nations. He did not pray for, countries to be conquered. What did he pray for the most? It was wisdom. Sabi niya, Lord, bigyan niyo ako ng wisdom. Kasi ito yung magpapatakbo. Ito yung kailangan ko para mapatakbo natin ang kalakaran ng Israel. And you know what? God blessed his heart for that. Because sabi ni Lord sa kanya doon, pag nabasa niyo yung kanyang storya sa 1 Kings, which is, nagre-review lang tayo. Pag nabasa niyo yung story niya sa 1 Kings, the Lord was pleased with him. And He granted wisdom. Okay? Kaya na-fulfill yung word ni Lord sa James chapter 1, verse 5, di ba? Anyone who lacks wisdom, let him ask from the Lord, and He will give it to you liberally. Totoo yun. Totoo po yun. Ask wisdom from the Lord in your everyday dealings. In your everyday dealings in life, ask wisdom. Kasi pag-uusapan natin ngayon, wisdom. Pero may konting twist. It's standing strong to overcome temptation. Kasi yun ang tema ng Proverbs chapter 5. Pine-prepare ni Solomon yung hearer niya, which is his sons, his children. My children, do this. My children, listen to me. My children, this is what you ought to do. My children, get wisdom. Ano yung pinaka-huling mensahe sa Proverbs chapter 4? Guard your heart, because in all things, anong sinabi doon? Yun yung ikinikilos mo, yun ang ibinubuhay mo. Guard your heart. How do you guard your heart? Gain wisdom. Yun yung ine-exert na effort ni King Solomon to all his children. Guys, Pinagdaanan ko, parang ano to parang naalala ko yung sermon ko sa mga anak ko eh. Alam niyo mga anak, napagdaanan ko ng lahat ng kalokohan sa mundo. Ang gagawin niyo lang, makinig sa akin, iwasan lahat yun. Parang ganun ang sinasabi ni King Solomon dito. From the very beginning, di ba? Chapter 1, my son, listen to what I say. Kaya sinabi niya, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of what? The beginning of wisdom. And then yun na yung naging tema niya from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Kaya sinabi niya, in all things, guard your heart. Kasi lahat ng aksyon ng buhay mo ay nagmamanifest mula sa puso mo. Out of the abundance of the heart nga din, sabi sa New Testament, the mouth speaks. So, ibig sabihin talaga, you really have to step on something. And what do you need to step on? And that is wisdom. Here's a trivia. Bago natin tunguin ang Proverbs chapter 5. The word knowledge, the word knowledge in the Bible, kung New King James Version ang babasahin ninyo, the word wisdom, or the word wisdom appears 53 times. Okay? Pag New King James Version. Knowledge appears 30 times, and understanding appears 33 times. Alam niyo po kasi, riding in trio lang ang mga yan. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding go hand in hand. I really cannot say if they can they cannot live without the other, but I believe in my heart that those three things work efficiently if they come together. Okay. In the past few midweeks, may nag-share say, I think it was Ate Doreen, ikaw nga ba yun? Or si Marco, who shared the Hebrew translations for each of the words that we have here. Okay, let's just review those words. Pag sinabi nating knowledge, daat. Okay? It is the accumulation of facts and information. Daat. Kaalaman. Knowledge. Okay? Understanding or bina. Okay? Is the ability to comprehend the meaning or significance of something. So, may alam ako, naunawaan ko. Yan, di ba? And then wisdom is shokma. Okay? Is the ability to apply knowledge and understanding in the practical, judicious, or insightful ways. Okay? Or kumbaga, how you apply what you learned and what you understand and how you apply it in real life. So I think, and I really personally believe that these three guys, they really work hand in hand all together. Parang they cannot work without the other one. Okay. Proverbs chapter 5, ito na yung practical use ng knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Particularly the aspect of wisdom. We're going to talk about temptations. Temptations. Sino dito yung inabot yung kantang O Tukso, Layuan Mo Ko? Huwag niyo na itaas ang mga kamay ninyo dahil parang alam ko na kung sinong ang mga likely candidates as to who knows that song. Okay. I grew up in a family wherein I heard and memorized the song, di ba? Kay rami ng winasak na tahanan, kay rami ng pusong sinugatan, marami ng matang pinaluha, di ba? So, O Tukso, Layuan Mo Ko. Well, the reminder of the song is good, pero kasi biblically, we're not asking temptation to go away. We're trying to flee from temptation. Tayo ang lalayo sa tukso, hindi yung tukso ang lalayo sa atin. Okay? So, maganda yung reminder. So again, walang hater. Alam ko may mga nagmamahal ng kantang yon. Pero ang sa akin lang po, if we're gonna put that in its purest context, biblically and spiritually speaking, ang lalayo sa tukso, tayo. Okay? And how do we do that? We must arm ourselves with wisdom. Para maintindihan natin kung ano yung ugali ng temptation, we have to understand its basic nature. alamin natin yung nature ng temptation. Okay? Alamin natin through Proverbs chapter 5, how did King Solomon, parang in-illustrate niya yung itsura ng temptation. Para sa ganun, magkakaroon tayo ng tamang kaalaman, unawa, at karunungan para umiwas sa temptation. There are 3 basic natures of temptation. And ABC lang ang pag-uusapan natin. It's a simple, kasi kaya sinabi kong basic Kasi it's as simple as ABC. Okay, we have 3 points for tonight. The basic nature of temptation is 1, it's the allure that it emanates. Second, it's the boundaries that it tests. And number 3, the consequences it offers. So ABC, the allure it emanates, the boundaries it tests, and the consequences it offers. Let's start at point number 1. Okay. The allure it emanates. Sabi sa Proverbs chapter 5 verses 3 hanggang 4. For the lips of an adulterous woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. But in the end, she is a bitter gall, sharp as a double-edged sword. Tingnan niyo po, hinalintulad ni King Solomon ang temptation sa isang adulterous woman. Okay, baka sabihin, napaka-sexist naman itong Bible, napaka-sexist naman itong si King Solomon. Explain ko po sa inyo maya-maya kung bakit niya or in the succeeding chapters din kasi bakit kaya ini-illustrate ang temptation, bakit ini-illustrate ang temptation to an adulterous woman. Okay, pero let's read that text. For the lips of an adulterous woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. Di ba, no? Ang temptation, enticing. Sino dito yung nagsasabing nagda-diet sila? Taas ng kamay. Sige, wag na. Di ba? Tapos, pag nakakita kayo ng kontis, parang sarap nun cheat day muna ako ngayon. Di ba? Temptation is not just about adultery. Let me correct everyone's perception. Temptation is not just about infidelity. Temptation is not just about, having an affair. No, it's not. It is an illustration that Solomon gave. The lips of an adulterous woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. Ibig sabihin, enticing, nakakapanukso. Di ba ang something? It is enticing you, it is inviting you to do something. Yan. Which leads us to the second point. Okay? It tests your boundaries. Okay, second point po. Hello? Second point. So, when the allure of temptation sets in, okay, its next nature is to test your boundaries. Ayan na. Yan, katulad ng kanina. Nag-zumba ka, kunwari. Zumba kang ganyan. Di ba? Pawis na pawis ka, parang talagang naligo ka sa pawis. Tapos, chika-chika na kayo ng mga friends mo, tara, kain tayo. Bakit tayo kakain, di ba? Tempting, di ba? Biglang, pagkatapos mag-zumba ng 3 oras, biglang may kaibigan kang, tara, napagod ako, kain tayo. Anong gagawin mo? Ang commitment mo, mag-diet. Di ba? Ang commitment mo, magpa-sexy. Kasi yung asawa ko, nagpunta sa karera, nakakita ng mga sexing, hindi po si Joan yun, Hindi po si Joan. Ay, nanay. Ayun. So, ibig sabihin kaya ka nagsumba, magpapa-sexy ka, yun lang pala, konting yaya lang sa, tara, mag-champ tayo sa Jollibee. Champ pa talaga Mag-champ tayo sa Jollibee. Di ba? Or, simple lang din. When it comes to diet, so, nag-jogging ka ng umaga, pawis na pawis ka. Di ba? Pagbukas mo ng rep, nandun yung natirang cake galing Crust and Crumbs. O, di ba? May promo, May bayad to. so, nakita mo yung cake na galing Crust and Crumbs, tapos yung katabi pang hopya. O, paano yun? Paano na yung diet mo? Di ba? It is tempting. Temptation tests your boundaries. O, sa lalaki, mga mahilig sa auto. Yung tipong, yung nagkaroon po ako ng sasakyan, aaminin ko, nagkaganito po talaga ako. Yung na-addict ako sa accessories ng kotse. Yung tipong, yung tipong hindi ko sinasabi kay Joanne na bumili ako para ganito, ganyan, para sa kotse. Ganyan, yung mga undeclared wealth. Mga undeclared assets na tinatawag. Okay? Pero, yun nga it will really test your, kasi, halimbawa, wala ka ng budget. Eto kang si lalaki, gusto mong lagyan ng decal, yung yung auto mo. So, wala ka ng pera. Hinabol mo pa, di ba? You gave in to your temptation, di ba? Temptation is sometimes parang, parang biglaan din na parang hangin. Ganun, Tapos biglang, parang gusto kong bumili nito. Yan, di ba? I'm not saying all the things that we do na bumibili tayo ng mga bagay-bagay, material things, etc., etc. It's not bad. Okay? It's not really bad. Meron lang talaga tayong sineset dapat na boundaries of doing what is good, in doing when we make our decisions and we learn yung after effects pag ginawa natin yung decision na yun. Okay? So, there is this lure, merong allure, di ba? Itong temptation ko sa inyo, yan. Okay. And then, pag dumating na si temptation, ayan na, tinetest na ngayon yung boundaries mo. Yan. Why? Because temptation wants you to think between what is desire and what is discipline. Kumbaga, it's desire versus discipline. It is the struggle between natural desires and the need for self-control. Yan, self-control. Sige, let's go to infidelity and adultery. Total, yun din lang naman yung tema ng chapter 5 ng Proverbs. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi kasi ni Solomon. Okay? It's testing you. It's the desire versus the discipline. Will you give in or will you not? Tandaan po natin ang storya ni King David where she encountered this beautiful woman. Kaya kung may mga second floor kayo at kayo lalabas sa inyong balkonahe at may nakita kayong naliligo, yan, Bathsheba effect yun. Okay? So yun, ganun lang si David nun. And if I'm not mistaken, she's an offspring of David and Bathsheba, if I'm not mistaken. But you have to double check on that. Okay? Kumbaga, it runs in their blood. Okay? So, nakita ni David si Bathsheba sa di kalayuan, naliligo. Uy, beautiful. And the story goes is that pinapatay ni David yung asawa ni Bathsheba named Uriah. Ang ginawa niya doon ay inutusan niya si Uriah na maging frontman ng gera. Okay, siyempre, pag ikaw ang frontman, ikaw ang unang deads. Di ba? Para nga naman, legal. Talino. Wisdom. Di ba? Wisdom in its darkest sense. Okay? Yun yung wisdom niya. Pero kasi nga, bakit naging blinded si noon? Kasi nga, na-tempt siya sa ganda ni Bathsheba. And if he wants her to be his, legally, then somebody has to die. Diba? Ang dark, Pero, David is still monikered as a man after God's heart. Bakit? Kasi he repented of his sins. After what he did to Uriah, after everything that has happened, nagrepent siya. And na-restore siya ng Panginoon. Again, it's also a test of wisdom versus foolishness. So nakita natin yung aspect na yun. Ikaw ba, papapatay tayo ngayon? Sa mundo natin ngayon kinikilos, o sa mundo nating tinatakbo ngayon, would you do the same? Halimbawa, crush na crush mo si ganyan, pinapatay mo si ganito. Di ba? Sa telenovela mo lang makikita na lang yan ngayon, not unless talagang may ganun. Di ba? Na tipong, kailangan mapasa akin siya. papapatay ko siya. Tama ba yun? O nasa ng wisdom doon? That is foolishness. Kasi the choice between following wise counsel and succumbing to the foolish impulses. Meron na bang nakapagpayo sa inyo na, yun, mataas ang BP? Sorry po, hindi naman tuto patama sa ating mga katulad natin mga senior. Nakikisenior na ako. Okay. Well, let's admit it. Di ba? When you grow up or when you age, okay, you have health issues. Tama? Okay? When you have health issues, ano yung pinakang kinakatakutan ng mga tao? Uminom ng gamot. Why? Kasi there's this understanding that when you drink medicine, papatayin niya, atay mo, kakainom niya yan, magkakaroon ka ng amnesia, makakalimutan mo kung sino ka. Tapos, maraming ganyan. Alam niyo kung saan lumalabas yung mga ganyang impormasyon? Hulaan niyo kung saan. Yan. Kayo nagsabi niyan, ha? Okay. In my 20 years of practical practice in cybersecurity, mga kapatid, social media is the worst place to find information. And I'm saying that as a practitioner. I am a practicing cybersecurity professional. And I will tell you that social media is the worst place to find information. Worst. Because 80 to 90% posted on social media, I'm not saying what type of social media platform, are fake and useless. They're just content trying to confuse you. Yan. If there's gonna be bashers, I really apologize. But that is for the past 10 or 20 years of my practice, I think that is profoundly true. And statistics would also say that it is true. It is the worst place to find information. Tandaan nyo, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, they go hand in hand. If you read something wrong, you'll have a wrong understanding, and the wisdom that you get is void. Okay? Lagi ko sinasabi sa mga taong humingi ng payo, may hypertension ako, pinapainom sa akin yung ganito, block, di ba, mga calci block, meta block, beta lock. Ayokong inumin yan kasi papatayin niya atay ko. Ito lang po masasabi ko sa inyo. Hanggat may ginagamot, ang gamot, okay yan. Huwag po kayong matakot dahil di naman po kayo papatayin ng mga doktor ninyo. Okay? Most of the time, ang common victim dito are people of age or the people of wisdom. Kayo po, mga senior citizens na mahal namin mga senior citizens. Kayo ang laging naloloko. Kayo ang laging napag-iinitan ng fake and preposterous news. Do not believe on those types of news. If the doctor says, do this, do this. Don't be afraid. Alam niyo ba kung bakit St. Luke's ang St. Luke's? Because Luke is a doctor. O paano yun? Disciple ni Jesus, doktor. Well, actually, he's a part ng disciples. He's just an observer. He was part of the crowd. He's the author of the book of Luke. His name is Theophilus. Theophilus is equal to Luke. St. Luke, he's a doctor. Paano yun? May tropa si Jesus na doktor. Tayo, may tropa rin tayo mga doktor dito. Doc Francis, Doc Abby, ba? Doc Cheryl. Ang dami natin tropang doktor dito. Di kayo maniniwala kay Doc Cheryl pag iniresitahan kayo ng gamot? Oh, di ba? Di kayo maniniwala kay Doc Francis pag niresitahan kayo ng gamot? Tapos nakangiti pa sa inyo habang ganun si Doc Francis ang nagre-reseta, di ba? Nakangiti. Di ba? Di ba? Knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Do not be afraid, to gain good wisdom. Huwag kayong matakot sa ganun. Kasi nga, temptation, often pulls you in the wrong side of the world. Nakakala nyo, tama yung ginawa natin, pero hindi naman pala. Kasi nga, yun yung sinasabi natin. Tinetest ng temptation yung boundaries natin. Tinetest ng temptation yung boundaries natin. Kasi nga, when its allure is spread, it's gonna test your boundaries Ngayon, pupunta tayo dun sa third, which is the consequences. Okay? The allure, the boundaries it tests, and then its consequences. Now, kanina nakwento ko, bakit hinahalin tulad ni Solomon sa isang adulterous woman ang temptation. Bakit kaya? Ano sa tingin ninyo? Kasi malapit to sa buhay niya eh. Bakit ba malapit bakit niya inihalin tulad ang tukso sa isang adulterous woman? Alam niyo kung bakit? Again, parang lang tayo, learning session. Why? Kasi buhay din ni Solomon actually. How many wives does he have? 700. How many concubines he has? Has he? 300. So women is not too different from, having too many women in life is not that, different sa kanya. Okay? Bakit sa maraming asawa? Ito yung folly ng masyadong matalino. Okay? Alam niyo po kasi, since Solomon is a king, okay, ito po ay aral ng mga dalubhasa sa Biblia na binasa ko rin po while I was studying this. According to Bible scholars, the reason why it was exercised before that, kings have many wives, kasi yan po ay, it's a political stand. It is an opportunity for smaller regional countries, to make partnership with big kingdoms, katulad ng kingdom na meron si Solomon. If they know a big king or yung talagang sikat na king, okay, itong mga haring ito, nag-o-offer sila ng kanilang isang anak na babae dun sa hari. So kung maraming makipag-partner na countries or provinces, okay, yung mga small kingdoms sa isang big kingdom, antimano, meron kagad asawang ibibigay. Therefore, marami siyang asawa. So, except, hindi talaga siya yung talagang the-tempt. Binibigay po yan sa kanya. So, please don't. So, yun yung yung scholarly approach on why he had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Pero alam niyo po, ang sad doon sa story na yon is that most of his wives and concubines influenced Solomon. Yun yung folly ng temptation of getting all those women. Kasi yung iba doon, hindi naman believer. Hindi naman taga-Israel. Hindi naman kumbaga hindi Diyos ng mga babaeng yon ang Diyos na sinasamba ni King Solomon. And where did that lead him? Yun, folly. Downfall. He was wise, pero at the end of his journey, nagkaroon ng bell curve, So, ganyan, yung tugatog. Ay, sabi natin, tugatog ng tagumpay. Okay, pero unti-unting bumababa. Okay? Dahil lang doon sa pangyayaring yon. When you give in to temptation, there is a consequence. Sino dito hindi naniniwala sa cause and effect? Aba, hindi po pwedeng mangyari yun. Pag meron kang ginawang isang bagay, whether tama o mali, may effect yun. So whether you give in to your temptation, when you give in to temptation, meron yung consequence. Yon. Ang nakakalungkot lang po minsan is that the frailty of man, yung kahinaan ng tao o yung kahinaan ng self na sinasabi, minsan yun yung nagiging excuse natin to give in to temptation. Bakit maraming mandurukot sa Pilipinas? Bakit maraming taong gumagawa ng masama? Bakit may mga nag-iisip ng masama sa kapwa niya tao? Diba? Bakit maraming mas gustong gumanti kesa magpakababa at magpaka-humble na lang and be silent. Okay? Again, balik tayo sa social media. Yung may nagpasaring sa social media. Tapos ikaw, kating-kati ka, gusto mong gumanti. Ako ba pinariringgan mo? Teka lang. Ako, mayroon din akong handa dito. Yan. Naranasan niyo na ba yun habang nagtatype kayo ng ganti ninyo, biglaan yung nabasa, and then you came into your rational mind, wag na lang. Dumating ba kayo sa puntong ganon? Kasi ganon ang temptation. It is very, very tempting. Di ba? Allure. Gusto kong gumante. Itong sasabihin ko, ang ganda ng English mo pa. Okay? Pina-chat GPT mo pa. Okay? Para maganda yung grammar. Ayan. Tapos binasa mo. Habang binabasa mo, ayan na. Kinakato ka na ng banal na espiritu. Tama ba yung ginagawa mo? Tama ba yung sasabihin mo? Beneficial ba yung sasabihin mo? Makakatulong ba yan sa sangkatauhan pag sinabi mo yan? And remember, hindi lang isa o dalawa ang babasa niyan. Maraming babasa niyan. Biglang unti-unti mo na pinipindot yung backspace. Tapos bibintawan mo na yung cellphone mong ganyan. Kung pumunta ka sa rep, kumuha ka ng tubig, uminom. Diba? Temptation, sabi ko sa inyo, ang temptation parang hangin yan. Mabilis lang yan. Dadaan. Ang impulse na lang ng tao is that isisinghot mo ba siya? At hindi na i-exhale? O isisinghot mo siya at i-exhale mo pa rin? Kasi minsan yung ibang tao, pag dumaan yung hangin, send. Wala akong pakialam kasi sino mga makabasa niyan. Rar. Di ba? Tapos nung may nakabasa na, nagsisisi ka na ngayon. Parang, di ata tama. Wala na, ang dami na nakakita, ang dami na nag-screenshot. Resibo, di ba? Na-resibo na, di ba? Okay? Always consider the consequences of your actions. Kasi nga, there are consequences. When we give in to our temptations, there are consequences. Kung babalik tayo dun sa context ng infidelity, talagang may consequences yon, sabi ni Solomon. Mayroon consequences. Diba? Yung anak nila ni Bathsheba, diba? Na deads. And David mourned for so many days. Because not just the fact that namatayan siya, but I think in all circumstances, pinagsisihan niya lahat. Yun nangyari. Natukso, that he fell for that temptation, etc., etc. So yun yung folly, o yun yung basic nature ng temptation. Okay? It's just, meron siyang allure, the allure that it gives. Then it tests your boundaries. And then when you make that option, when you make the choice, always consider that there is a consequence. Okay. Pero not all consequences are to be, pagdadalamhatian natin yung consequences. Of course, there is redemption. Sabi sa Proverbs chapter 5, verses 21 hanggang 23. For your ways are in full view of the Lord. Your ways are in full view of the Lord. And He examines your path. So regardless of whether temptation is hovering in your presence, always remember that God is with you always. When you are in the middle of temptation, pinapaamoy niya na sa inyo yung halimuyak ng tukso, at tinetest na niya yung boundaries ninyo. Always remember, before you make the choice, always remember, God is with you. God is with you. Yung presence ni Lord ay laging nasa sa inyo. Why? Anak niya kayo. Pray, Lord, lead me not into temptation. Okay? May mga aspeto ba ng ating buhay na tayo minsan ay natetempt. Let's not talk about infidelity anymore. Simple temptations. Mayroon bang simple temptations? Walang simple. Temptations itself. Food, pleasure, events, money, the love of money. Diba? Again, the context is the love of money. Diba? Are we tempted to do things the right way or the wrong way? Diba? Pag-isipan po natin yon, mga kapatid. Because at the end of the day, the challenge for us is to let us commit to guarding our hearts against temptation, understanding the serious consequences of sin, and embracing the path to redemption. Now remember, God's wisdom is our guide. And His grace is always available to us. Lagi niyong tatandaan niya. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo kanina, sa tuwing kayo naglalakad, pagbangon ninyo, pagtayo, paglakad sa araw-araw, God's presence is always available. And let us strive to live lives that honor Him, seeking His strength and guidance every day. If you are challenged today with, alam niyo po, ang temptation is not just for the old people. It's for everyone. Young, old. Lalaki, babae. Okay? Bata, matanda. May ngipin o wala. Ang temptation ay, ay laging naglo-lurk sa paligid natin. The question is, how do we respond? Will we respond with an act of wisdom or an act of folly?